Hello and welcome back to Wildlife Hotel. I'm Eric.
And I'm Geoffrey.
We spent 26 days in Japan and we went everywhere from Tokyo to Osaka and everywhere in between.
Japan is an incredible place, a truly life-changing experience for the both of us. And we wouldn't be us if we didn't share those adventures with you.
Today's adventure:
a day in Nara, Japan.
On our way from Kyoto to Osaka, we decided to make a stop at Nara, as many tourists do when traveling between the two. If you look online, there's no shortage of videos about the deer in Nara and how you could feed them cookies and how they know how to bow. And that's all pretty incredible, but did you know that Nara has so much more to offer?
Nara offers temples, shrines, this awesome yet terrifying earthquake experience, and so much more that we weren't able to get to in a single day. You could easily spend a whole day here, and that is just what we did.
When we stepped off the train at Nara Station, we were instantly greeted with all things deer. Signs, posters, souvenirs, you name it. After stowing our bags in some of the lockers at the train station, we set off for Todai-ji in Nara Park. Along the way, we came across even more signs and souvenirs. It felt like the whole city was deer-themed. Nara knows why you're here.
Since we weren't in a hurry, we stopped at the Okumara Commemorative Museum. We didn't even know this place was here, it just happened to be on our way, but it was pretty cool. It's a free rest stop run by a Japanese construction company with a focus in earthquake-resistant construction technologies, something that Japan has a great need for. Among the exhibits is an earthquake simulator where they strap you into a chair and shake you around a bunch.
First, you get to experience the forces of several historically significant earthquakes throughout Japan's past. Then they show you what those same earthquakes feel like with their construction technology there to protect you. It's a really cool, though admittedly terrifying marketing technique, and it's all completely free.
Is this technology worth it?
I think so, yeah. That was pretty amazing.
So what were the different stages?
So the first two were simulating two major earthquakes in Japanese history, and then the third one was simulating it with seismic isolation technology.
Oh.
And so it kind of just felt like I was on a train or almost being rocked to sleep. It's almost soothing.
Can't wait for the next earthquake, huh?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Don't worry, we'll get to the deer, we promise. We know that's why you're here. But first, Todai-ji, a Buddhist temple complex that houses the world's largest bronze statue of the Buddha, Vairocana, or in Japanese, the Daibutsu. This temple also serves as the Japanese headquarters for the Kegon School of Buddhism. Admission is 800 yen a person, and be aware there is usually a pretty sizable line to get in, but you don't really want to miss out on the epic scale of this massive temple. Just look at those people down there. They look like ants in comparison. In fact, until 1998, this was the largest wooden structure in the world, until it was surpassed by more modern buildings, including Japan's own Odate-jukai Dome, a baseball stadium in northern Japan.
The inside of the temple also serves as a museum of sorts. Several relics and models are carefully displayed around this giant room, and they tell a story of what the temple once was and what it's become throughout the years. Like many of these ancient Japanese sites, Todai-ji was a very different place back when it was first erected, all the way back in the year 738. It has since undergone reconstruction several times, the most significant of which happened in 1709. So, you know, still pretty old.
The statue is similarly old and similarly massive, though different parts were rebuilt at different times due to various reasons, including earthquakes. The statue's current hands, for example, were built sometime during the Momoyama period, which ended in 1615, and the head was built sometime during the Edo period, which ended in 1867. So you know, still pretty old. The Daibutsu is about 49 feet tall, or roughly 15 meters for all you non-American watchers, and pictures don't really do it justice. Even if you aren't here for spiritual reasons, it's an amazing feat of construction, even by today's standards, and there's a rich history here that really helps put things in perspective.
And if you can't get enough history, why not visit the Todai-ji Museum while you're here? Built in 2011, this museum was created to protect ancient relics that survived the disasters that struck Todai-ji throughout its 1,200-year history, including, of course, earthquakes. Admission is 600 yen per person, or about $4 US, and unfortunately, you aren't allowed to take pictures or film here. Heck, you can't even bring in a sketch pad, but it's well worth the visit. We easily spent over 2 hours here. After a day in the sun, it's worth the admission fee just for the air conditioning alone.
But enough about that. We all know what you're really here for.
Anyone?
Deer. After the train station and the museum, it didn't take long to finally meet the genuine article. And they were everywhere, all throughout the park, even in the temple grounds. There were so many deer on the hunt for cookies. And the cookies were incredibly easy to come by. Everywhere we went, we found these kiosks selling deer cookies for 200 yen for this giant pack of them. That's a little over $1 US.
There's more on the ground.
It's not worth bending over for.
This is right there. It's half a cookie on the ground.
Yeah, but do you want to bend over?
We bought several, and honestly, they smelled pretty good. As tempting as it was though, we decided it best to save our cookies for the deer.
I mean, they smelled like peanut butter. Who doesn't love peanut butter? While these deer are pretty sociable and used to tourists, please note they're still wild animals. They have been known to get aggressive if you hold their cookies for ransom, so it's important that you treat them with respect. And please don't feed them anything but the cookies. Don't worry, there's no shortage either. You can find the cookies just about anywhere around the park. Just follow the instructions on the many signs posted around the park and you should be fine. They're hard to miss.
As cute as they are, the deer are mostly in it for the cookies. Some might let you pet them, some will even bow back to you, but don't take it personally if they lose interest when you're out of cookies. It's just part of the deal. They know you're a tourist and you'll be moving on soon. Thanks so much for joining us today. Japan was truly life-changing and we are so excited to share our adventures with you.
If you're interested in more videos from our trip to Japan, follow the link on the right to see more. And until next time, did you bring enough cookies for the entire class?